Hi everyone, my name is Menaka and I'm a high school senior learning about neuroscience, which is the science of the brain. Today I'm going to teach you all about stress and its relationship to the brain. Let's learn about neuroscience. First, what is stress? At the most basic level, stress is the body's response to any demand. Most of the time, stress is defined as the mental and physical state humans feel when they experience something difficult. Stress is completely normal and happens to everybody. There are different types of stress, such as good stress and bad stress. For example, good or normal stress can happen when you feel nervous or scared for a short amount of time, like talking in front of a large group of people. But this is good stress, the kind of stress that helps you get things done and prepares you for the next time you will experience this. So, if you find yourself in a similar situation later, you'll most likely be prepared and be less stressed the next time around. Bad stress, on the other hand, can happen if these stressful feelings continue over time. You might experience bad stress if you are fighting with a friend or family member, or if you are worrying about something constantly. The good news is that your brain is like a superhero. Every day it works very hard to keep you safe from too much stress. What happens to the brain when you experience stress? Next, we are going to learn about the stress response system. The stress response system is like a team of superheroes, led by the brain to combat stress. When the brain detects stress, it sends a message to the first superhero, the hypothalamus, which wakes up the pituitary gland. Hormones released from the pituitary gland tell the adrenal gland to release cortisol into the body. Cortisol is known as the stress hormone and is really important because it sends messages to other parts of the body. It helps the brain think clearly, sends energy to important muscles, and increases heart rate and breathing. All of these are important in reacting to stress. Two other brain structures that are important in the stress response system are the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. The amygdala can detect both emotional and biological stressors. An emotional stressor could be something in the environment that causes you to feel scared, frustrated, or angry. A biological stressor is a stress felt by the body because of an injury or an illness. When the amygdala signals a threat or stress in the environment, the prefrontal cortex helps control our emotional response to stress so that we do not get too stressed out. This process helps us calm down during a normal stressor by perceiving the situation as non life threatening. What happens when the body experiences too much stress? Cortisol, the stress hormone that is released by the adrenal gland, is normal in healthy amounts. But when the body is overexposed to cortisol, this can affect the brain. Chronic stress, which is when you experience stress for a prolonged amount of time, leads to the buildup of cortisol in the brain. This can lead to the shrinking of the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain associated with learning and memory, the loss of synapses, which are the connections between brain cells, and even fewer new brain cells being made in the brain and specifically in the hippocampus. So we must be careful and try to limit our stress because it can negatively affect the brain. Although this all sounds scary, it's very important to remember that these changes to the brain are not necessarily permanent. The body and the brain can recover due to something known as neuroplasticity. This big word simply refers to how parts of the brain can reform and adapt after changes have been made. Luckily, our brain can adapt after experiencing chronic stress. So, how do we cope with and avoid stress? Although our bodies have these super stress response systems, humans are best at dealing with stress when they have a little help. This help can be social support, which refers to the ways that other people help us feel safe, loved, and cared for. If you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed, look toward your friends or family who can provide you with this social support. You can also use deep breathing or meditation exercises to help you cope with stress. One of the easiest deep breathing and meditation exercises to do is to inhale or breathe in slowly and deeply through your nose and then exhale and breathe out slowly through your mouth. Do this 2 to 4 times when you are feeling stressed. Another great way to avoid stress is to overall have a balanced life. Always keep your self in mind. Self stands for sleep, exercise, leisure, or fun, and food. Make sure you get a good night's sleep, be active at least once a day, have fun, and make sure you eat healthy if possible. This will help you live a balanced life and avoid stress. I hope you learned something new from this video about stress, the brain, the stress response system, or about coping with stress. Don't forget to always keep yourself in mind. Thanks for watching. Bye.